The last one of the day is a doozy. Timestamp. Cheese knife. Let's get going. Hi, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood board gamer. This is Devin Talks Tabletop, the YouTube channel where the games are made up. What I say doesn't matter. And this is Cthulhu Death May Die. I played this for the first time up in Cleveland, and I had an absolute blast. It was one of my favorite implementations or iterations on the Cthulhu mythos, the Lovecraftian horror world. And so I reached out to Simon to see if I could get this sent to me, and this is not any of the Kickstarter exclusive stuff. Any of the stuff I have here, I believe all of these things are available at retail level. This is Season 1 with the Season 2 expansion, and then it's also got the Yog Sothoth and the Black Goat of the Woods. These are 2 optional elders, and I've got some extra dice as well. So, all of this is it's so much fun because it has one of my favorite mechanics. I'm going to push this up a little bit. I'm going to get this off to the side for now. We can just kind of have that sitting over there with these here. The thing that I like about Cthulhu Death May Die is that it has a similar system to the Alien RPG from Free League, which I know if you've watched a lot of my stuff, you've heard me, praise and oodle over that game a lot. But what I like about it is that it scales your success and your failure at the same time. And I'll talk a little bit about that when I'm doing some more content with Alex and Meg when I go visit them here later this month. But I like the fact that as you become more insane, you also become more powerful. That keeps the tension the whole game. And I really do like that and appreciate that. So let's see. This is a really good way of actually keeping those together and kind of tucking those cards in. So I might actually keep that. That's a nice little effective sleeve, which I hadn't really thought about before. All of this is taped together, which I'll push this forward a little bit to where you can kind of see. I've got all of these different character trays with minis, and I'm going to undo that side, and then I'm going to undo this side, and that's going to kind of free up all of these pieces to, I think. Man, this is very, very grippy tape. Very grippy tape. So, there we go. Okay, that finally got that out of there. So these are the different people that you can play as and all of their asymmetric abilities that make them unique and better. These are different critters that you definitely don't want to mess with. And then this is actually interesting because this seems like it should go up there. But then it does also give, I love this, it gives a good description of where everybody goes. So I'm going to keep a hold of this. And that went down there. And this kind of slotted over that and sat down. And this did the same, which I haven't seen that before. I like that. I've got the dice in here. So I've got extra dice. I'm going to slot these in here, I think, to where they're kind of always in there. I always like the option of extra dice because, let's see, that's 5 and that's 3. And that's what this has got over here. Cool. I'm just going to put those extra dice in, which, let's slot that there, and that should work. That should allow me to, man, that's not liking that. Let's go ahead and move these off to the side, I think, and then fold this up. And that should work. There we go. There we go. That works how I need it to, and that means I can get rid of this extra dice thing. The reason why I like extra dice is you can just give it to one side of the table and the other side of the table. I always find that unless you're playing 2-player at a game that is designed to be a 2-player game, there's always a weird table thing where it's someone has access to most of the resources, and that's the one that you you always are like, oh, it's convenient if I'm that player, but if I'm another player, it's like I'm going to need to have access. So I'm actually going to keep that there. That's going to slot in. These are all of the different episodes. So there's 6 episodes here. You've got Cthulhu and Hamster, which operate as, these big elders that you're going to go up against. And once again, we've got, I really actually like this stacking system. I think that actually works quite well. So I'm going to slot all of those, stacking minis back. I'm going to push this up here. I am wondering where all of these cardboard pieces are supposed to go. I do kind of wonder that. So I may have to come up with some other solution at some point. Man, this is such sticky tape. This is like the only thing that I'm like unsure of is how sticky this tape is. So the reason why I have like a love-hate relationship with the Cthulhu world. And it's not really like with the world. I think it's with the obsession that everybody else has with the world. And it creates such a glut of content in the Cthulhu mythos to the point where I am tired of it. I don't really think that's the fault of Lovecraft. I don't think he maybe knew how much it was going to infect the popular culture in terms of like games, specifically like board games and video games. And I assume that there's probably an egregious amount of additional literature there based off of, what he led with. But it's just, yeah, man, the only thing that's an issue about all of these huge spots for minis is that they don't give you really any logical way to compress all of it. So there's like tape on those. I'm definitely not going to mess with the tape there. These are just additional miniatures with cards. Did this black goat have cards? I didn't really see any cards, but it does say that it has them. Maybe it's okay, it's just tucked on the other side and I didn't take it out so I couldn't see it. No, it came out because I pulled it out and didn't even notice that I pulled it out. Yeah, we're just going to slot in that stuff in there for now. So, these, I got 4 different elder options, which means that using them across the different episodes is going to give you a lot of potential there. I'm going to have to figure out the best way to organize this. I don't really want to do that right now, but I just know that, it doesn't fit potentially in the way that I want it to, so I'm going to have to explore that. This is season 2. I think the thing that's nice about a game like this is if you enjoy it, the amount of episodes that you get means that the more episodes you have, you can increase elements of it by adding elder gods into those different... Oh, those slot in right there. So that's nice. I'm going to immediately do that. But once again, hounded by the tape. You know what? I don't even want to do it right now. So Season 2 expansion is going to give more episodes, more baddies, more humans that you can play as. In classic CMON style, they really just go above and beyond in terms of the amount of interchangeable content that you can get with the heroes and then the villains that you face. Just like with Marvel United and then also with Zombicide, the amount of combinations that you can get are just quite crazy. The reason why I was asking for this is because Season 3 is currently on Kickstarter. It's doing really well as a campaign right now, so, doesn't necessarily need my shout out. But I have slowly become more and more of a fan of CMON titles based off of all the stuff I've played. I think Marvel United is remarkably accessible as a game to teach to people, to play with my son. I think that Cthulhu Death May Die is one of my favorite implementations of the Cthulhu mythos, alongside maybe 1 or 2 other options. And then, yeah, I've had a good time with them. I'm excited to check out some of the older titles. I really love modern art. Had a blast with that. And then, the original trilogy of Blood Rage and Rising Sun and Ankh. I'm excited to jump into those. So, Cthulhu Death May Die, if you want to check it out, it's on Kickstarter right now for Season 3. I think you can get a lot of the Kickstarter yummies while you have access to that campaign, which typically, you don't have access to, and those are quite expensive, I think, on the secondary market. So if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and check it out. But at the end of the day, I'm excited to jump back into this because I had a really good time playing the first episode that I did. I think I need to call it. I'm going to call it a day for now. I need to do so much other stuff, but I've just got to call it. Alrighty. See you guys next time. I'm going insane. Which means I'm getting more powerful. What a lame... I'm so stupid. Alrighty, bye.